Donald Trump spent the day yesterday roaming his Virginia golf course wearing a hat that says Gulf of America and making demented post after demented post. Let me read for you what he was saying on Easter. Apparently, Donald Trump got jealous that Easter was getting too much attention, and Donald Trump had to post the following. Since our announcement of Liberation Day, and he puts that in caps, the sentence, if it were to be truthful, is: the markets tanked, the dollar tanked, America has been put in a position where it's heading into a recession or something worse. But what did Donald Trump say? He said the following: many leaders and business executives have come to me asking for relief from tariffs. It's good to see that the world knows we are serious, because we are! Exclamation point. Yeah, Donald, I'm sure really serious people go around posting on social media in all caps how serious they are. Donald Trump continues to post, they must right the wrongs of decades of abuse, but it won't be easy for them. We must rebuild the wealth of our great country and create true reciprocity. Yes, Donald, reciprocity amongst the penguins, reciprocity amongst Madagascar and their chocolate, Donald. I mean, what in the world are you even talking about? America was the richest nation in the world by far. Under former President Biden, we had the fastest growing GDP. We were producing the most oil here. We were energy independent. 16.2 million jobs were created. Record low unemployment, 40,000 infrastructure projects. We were leading the world in green projects. We were taking the advantage and the initiative away from China. But you blew it all up, Donald, with all of your demented behavior. He continues to post, but for those who want the easiest path, come to America and build in America. Donald, if they come to America, what, you're going to send them to concentration camps in El Salvador? Come to America, what, where there's no habeas corpus or due process anymore under your authoritarian regime? What, come to America where you and your regime extort our allies and treat allies worse than adversaries, where you cuddle up to Vladimir Putin, where you roam your Virginia golf course on Easter wearing ridiculous hats that say Gulf of America? It's idiotic. Donald Trump then posts the following: non-tariff cheating. 1. Currency manipulation. 2. Value-added taxes, which act as tariffs and export subsidies. 3. Dumping below cost. 4. Export subsidies and other government subsidies. 5. Protective agriculture standards. Wah. Donald, we understand issues that affect global trade. If you want to address it intelligibly, then perhaps that's what you should have done. Instead of calling reciprocal tariffs what you did and then using a formula that uses deficits and then incorrectly uses that formula to attack every country in the world with a trade war where you're now getting utterly outmaneuvered by everyone. Then Donald Trump posts this photo of Judge Boasberg in Washington, D.C., the federal judge who initiated contempt proceedings against the Trump regime. Trump posted a photo of Boasberg in this article that says, judge who blocked Trump deportations took junket to event with anti-Trump whatever. And I opened it up and I'm like, okay, what are they attacking Judge Boasberg for? And it says he attended a ritzy Sun Valley event. And then it talks about who else attended the event. And they said 3 judges appointed by Donald Trump attended that event. So there were, 7 or 8 judges appointed by Democratic administrations, 3 judges appointed by Trump, and that's why you're posting photos of Judge Boasberg. Then Donald Trump posts this on Easter. Radical lunatic Democrats and their comrades in the fake news media are falsely making Kilmar Armando Abrego Garcia out to be a very sweet and innocent person, which is a total, blatant, and dangerous lie. Garcia has been found by 2 separate courts to be a member of the violent killer gang MS-13, was in our country illegally, and is under deportation order. He was under a withholding order, Donald, in 2019, which says you can't send him to El Salvador. Also, when you look at the orders by those judges, it says no criminal history by the judge during your first administration in 2019. Also, y'all gave him a work permit, Donald. You did. Your regime, your first administration gave him a work permit. So, this massive leader of the MS-13, got a work permit where he was permitted by your administration to check in once a year with ICE before he was deported somewhere other than El Salvador, which he was not to be deported, and he was able to work with where he lived with his family. His wife's an American citizen, his kids, 3 kids are American citizens, and no one's vouching for Abrego Garcia as a human being. We're standing up for due process. If the evidence shows that Abrego Garcia is a bad guy who engaged in criminal conduct, then there can be consequences. And the consequences should be tailored to what the crimes are. Now, if he's going to get killed by going to El Salvador, he could be deported somewhere else. In 2019, the immigration judge said, deport him if you want to deport him, just not to El Salvador. You violated that. The Supreme Court 9-0 said facilitate the return. Oh, and by the way, did everybody know this? On Sunday, Nayib Bukele, the authoritarian leader of El Salvador, sent a bizarre, unhinged, Trump-like message to the authoritarian leader of Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, and Nayib Bukele said, we'll give you the 230 plus prisoners that the United States gave us in our concentration camps, but in exchange, we want you to release certain prisoners being held in the Venezuelan prison system. So great job, Donald. You now have Nayib Bukele talking about facilitating the individuals who you gave no due process to the authoritarian leader of Venezuela as part of a prison exchange, which, by the way, the authoritarian leader of Venezuela is not going to do. So you've just lowered the entire stature of the United States into a fight between El Salvador and Venezuela while China is eating your freaking lunch, Donald. Then Donald Trump posts this all in caps. The businessmen who criticize tariffs are bad at business, but really bad at politics. They don't understand or realize that I am the greatest friend that American capitalism ever had. To which Carl Quintanilla, a reporter for the business network CNBC, posted the disclosure from Donald Trump's SEC statement in connection with Trump social media platform, which says the following. Entities associated with Donald Trump have filed for bankruptcy protection in the past. This is from Trump's own filing, let me be clear. The Trump Taj Mahal, which was built and owned by Donald Trump, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 1991. The Trump Plaza, the Trump Castle, the Trump Plaza Hotel, all owned by Donald Trump at the time, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy also in 1992. THCR, which was founded by Donald Trump in 1995, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2004. Trump Entertainment Resorts, Inc., the new name given to Trump hotels and casinos after its 2004 bankruptcy, declared bankruptcy in 2009. By the way, that list there doesn't include all of the products that Donald Trump lent his name to in licensing deals, which also crashed, like Trump Steaks and Trump University and Trump Mortgage and all of the other Trump things that failed. By the way, as we start this week, the dollar is tanking. The dollar starting the week down against every major currency in the world, with the exception of the Turkish lira. But Donald Trump continues to post away. Hopefully Russia and Ukraine this is all in caps, of course, all in caps, on Easter, while Donald Trump's golfing with a hat that says Gulf of America. Hopefully Russia and Ukraine will make a deal this week. Both will then start to do big business with the United States of America, which is thriving, and make a fortune. You can get super rich. I mean, Russia, Ukraine, listen to my all caps post. Do you both want to get rich? I will both sides this. I'm going to treat the country that did the unlawful invasion much better than the country that was unlawfully invaded. And I'll just hand out, y'all are going to get so rich. He's a fraudster. He's a sexual predator. He is a criminal. He's found liable for fraud. Donald Trump goes on to say, the golden rule of negotiating and success. He who has the gold makes the rules. Thank you. He who has the gold makes the rules. Meanwhile, the FDA makes plans to end its routine safety inspection, sources say. U.S. measles total climbs to 800 cases, 10 outbreaks across the country. Great job, Donald Trump and JFK and RFK Jr. rather. Then you have Donald Trump, Department of Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. We're learning through more leaks as like all of his staff at the Department of Defense All his senior leadership is either resigning or getting fired, or he's accusing them of leaks. We've now learned that Hegseth had additional Signal communications on that Signal text message app where he gave war plans to his wife, his brother, his personal lawyer on Signal. But the White House wants you to know, no biggie, not a big deal at all. This is the White House's official response after learning that Hegseth was giving our war plans to wife, brother, personal lawyer. Another day, another old story back from the dead. The Trump-hating media continues to be obsessed with destroying anyone committed to President Trump's agenda. This time, the New York Times and all other fake news that repeat their garbage are enthusiastically taking the grievance of disgruntled former employees as the sole source for their article. They relied only on the words of people who were fired this week and appeared to have a motive to sabotage the secretary and president's agenda. So they're doubling down, tripling down, all in on Pete Hegseth and sending our war plans via text message, to his wife, to his brother, and to others, and then blaming disgruntled employees, Trump people, Hegseth's crew. This is Hegseth's team who's giving this information out. But if you listen to what the private equity firm Apollo is saying right now, they're referring to the Trump recession as a voluntary trade reset recession. That's what they're referring to the Trump recession at. Could you imagine what they would be saying right now if former President Biden was in charge? It is so utterly, utterly pathetic. But let me all show you this right here. This is from Charlie Angus, former Canadian member of Parliament, a good friend of mine now, a leader of the Canadian resistance. Here's what he had to say. Play this clip.
I think what's really concerning is that an idiot like Trump has been allowed to monkey wrench the global economy without anybody stepping in and saying, whoa, Donald, what the heck are you doing? When we see him tariffing poor Madagascar because Madagascar doesn't buy enough product from the United States. Madagascar is too poor to buy product from the United States, but they offer Americans cheap chocolates. Donald Trump picks a fight with them. The on again, off again tariffs in terms of auto, nobody even knows where that stands. Right now, South Dakota is freaking out, North Dakota, the farmers in Montana, because you have an integrated border in terms of ag trade, $70 billion. All that's in chaos right now. I think he's pushing us towards a major, definitely an American recession, probably a global recession, and maybe a depression if he doesn't step back. But it's up and down. And the thing that really strikes me about Trump and his crew is they're really, really tough until you stand up to them, and then they blink. And that's certainly what's happened with Canada, and Canada's been very strong. And then they come back at it a second and a third time. The feeling I'm getting from Canadians is they don't care what Trump does next. We're going to do what we're going to do. We're looking to rebuild our economy, and we're going to do it without our former ally, our former friend, our former partner. We're going to have to take steps that we're going to take because we simply cannot trust the American regime anymore.
The weather is heating up, and your nighttime bedroom temperature has a huge impact on your sleep quality. If you wake up too hot or too cold, I highly recommend that you check out Miracle Made's bed sheets. Miracle Made sheets are inspired by NASA and use silver-infused fabrics that are temperature regulating, so you can sleep at the perfect temperature all night long. Now, using those silver-infused fabrics inspired by NASA, Miracle Made sheets are thermoregulating and designed to keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, no matter the weather. So you get better sleep every night. These sheets are infused with silver that prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them to stay cleaner and fresh 3 times longer than other sheets. No more gross odors. Miracle Made sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the high price tag of other luxury brands and feel as nice, if not nicer, than sheets used by some 5-star hotels. Stop sleeping on bacteria. Bacteria can clog your pores, causing breakouts and acne. Sleep clean with Miracle. Upgrade your sleep as the weather heats up. Go to trymiracle.com/Meidas to try Miracle Made sheets today. And whether you're buying them for yourself or as a gift for a loved one, if you order today, you can save over 40%. And if you use our promo code Meidas at checkout, you'll get free 3-piece towel set and save an extra 20%. Miracle is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So if you aren't 100% satisfied, you'll get a full refund. Upgrade your sleep with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Meidas and use the code Meidas to claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40% off. Again, that's trymiracle.com/Meidas to treat yourself. Thank you, Miracle Made, for sponsoring this episode.
Charlie says it as clear as can be. Also, what are we learning? Zuckerberg, Jamie Dimon, other billionaires, they are some of the top sellers of their stock ahead of the tariff stock route, is one of the things that we're learning. All right, well, that doesn't come as a shocker. Anyway, we'll keep you posted throughout the day with more news. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.
New Meidas merch drop! Check out the latest pro-democracy sticker packs, t-shirts, hats, sweatshirts, and more, all at store.meidastouch.com.